Hey, what's going on, Raider Nation? Welcome to another video for the Black and Silver Way. It is your host, Dylan. So, most of you know that I actually just went to my first Las Vegas Raiders game yesterday against the Giants. Really great, fun experience. I wanted to kind of talk about that because when I was at the game, in my Instagram for the Black and Silver Ways Instagram, when I was posting stories, I was getting DMs constantly about people asking me different questions about the stadium, different questions about the tailgating experience, and overall how to compare it to an Oakland Raider game compared to the Las Vegas experience that I had. And I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some of my experience that I had and kind of tell you the story of what happened when I got to Vegas as of Saturday night and go from there. This video is going to just be me talking about it. Unfortunately, I was recording and I do have some footage, but it's real brief and it's kind of like choppy, and I wasn't doing it in like a vlog style. I really just wanted to go for the first time and experience this hands off the phone as much as possible and really just take in the sights and sounds and experience of a Las Vegas game, because I was a season ticket holder for almost 10 years in Oakland and I hit a lot of games in Oakland. So I wanted to kind of just really firsthand get the experience. So let's start it off of getting to Vegas. I am from California. Most people that are Raider fans are going to be from California. Of course, there's going to be Raider fans that have already lived in Las Vegas before the Raiders moved there. Raider Nations worldwide. People fly from out of state and out of country. For me, I live in the Bay Area, so flying direct from San Jose Airport to the Las Vegas airport is relatively very easy, especially if you go through Southwest. They do nonstop flights every day there, about 8 times a day. The flight's only 50 minutes, and if you get it in advance, you could damn near pay $50 away. And that's pretty much what I end up doing. 2 months ago, I think I bought the tickets. I paid $60 away, round trip 120. 50 minutes there, 50 minutes back. Super easy and painless airport experience. So got there on Saturday, moved my flight a little bit earlier because a buddy of mine in Henderson, he just bought a house there a year or so ago. He was having a pool party slash barbecue with some of the Raider fans, and I wanted to, go to that first. So I ended up moving my flight. I think I was going to land at 8, moved it over to land at 4 in Vegas. And I actually have an aunt that lives there, and she picked me up and was able to take me over to the Raider Image store, which is right at Allegiant Stadium. I've been to this before. In 2021, my buddy that lives in Henderson is a season ticket holder. He invited me to go do a first-hand experience tour of Allegiant Stadium right after the COVID season ended, and they were going to start opening up tours before the 2021 season. The facility was amazing. We were able to check out the Raider Image store that's right on site at the bottom of the stadium, and that is one of the craziest Raider stores you'll ever go to. Obviously, it's the main one, it's the best one, and I really wanted to go there and get a couple sweaters and jackets. And my aunt ended up swinging me there. I ran inside. I was able to grab a couple jackets, and I actually met a couple fans in there. Two people that worked for the Raider store knew who I was, took pictures with them, and I actually saw two people that were just browsing for clothes that knew who I was. I took pictures with them. So shouts out to all you guys, and they actually had a really good sale at the Raider Image store when I purchased my jackets. I think if you paid over $200, they give you a significant discount. It was like 20 or 30%. Awesome. Good job for the Raiders organization hooking it back up. I would, love to get a discount when you can, right? So ended up getting out of there, going over to my buddy's house. We ended up having a barbecue, with some of the Raider fans, like Senior Raider was there. That was cool to see. And yeah, we were just chilling for probably 2 or 3 hours. I knew that there was going to be a party at Mandalay Bay, usually the night before, some sort of like a black hole party. I think they've been doing it at Mandalay Bay, and it's like a Raider Nation takeover party. I think it starts around 9, goes till like 2 in the morning, however far you want to go. They had a DJ there. There was a couple bars set up. A lot of Raider fans. There was a dance floor. I knew a few people that were going to be at that party, so I told my friend that was hosting me in Henderson, hey, I'm going to head over to the Black Hole party. And he's like, oh, we're going to go too. So it worked out. We ended up going over there to that party. And I met up with a couple friends of mine that I hadn't seen in quite some time. And one friend in particular, content creator Simone Raider, I met up with him. I actually haven't seen him in a long time, years. And I was able to meet his friend Mr. Fitz. Fitz was an awesome guy. I met a few other people too there. I knew a couple people knew me from my channel. I took a few pictures. Right on the way out of the Raider Nation party on Saturday night, I actually met up with my homie Raider Jesse. If you guys look up on Instagram, just type in Raider Jesse. He'll come right up. Make sure to go give him a follow. He hooked me up with one of his bandanas. I really appreciate that, Jesse. We didn't talk much. It was really loud. It was by the bar, and we were kind of separated. But I really appreciate you hooking me up with one of these bandanas, bro. And I'll see you next week at the Jets. Raider Jesse actually is from the Bay Area as well. He's been damn near going to every single Raider game in Vegas since they've left. And he was also a season ticket holder in Oakland. So make sure to go give him some love, guys, on his Instagram. Just type in Raider Jesse. It'll come right up. So moving on to the game day, let me kind of break it down like this. In Oakland, they used to open it up in the morning at 7 a.m. for the tailgates. People would line up as early as 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Hell, even people would party overnight until they opened the gate up. But in Oakland, they'd open it up 6 hours prior to the game. 7 o'clock, then you go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 is the game. For the Vegas setup, I believe it's 4 hours. They open it up they open it up at 9. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, you get 4 hours pretty much to tailgate. Not really a big deal there. I mean, 2 hours of tailgating could be a lot of fun, especially if it's like how Oakland was, a full-blown party on every single spot. You can't even really get a spot and you had to line up for it. It's much different. But I mean, like I said, Raiders got took to a different market. It's to be expected. The lots aren't going to fill up. It's going to take a little bit longer for our fan base to really get established out there like it was in Oakland. And that's kind of what I noticed. A lot of people were asking me, how does it compare to the tailgates? I got out there as early as pretty much I could have been. I got there at 9:30 is the time I actually walked into my first lot. On this game, I actually stayed in J lot because I knew 3 or 4 different people that actually tailgate in J lot. It just made sense for me to stay in that one lot. I didn't want to work my way all around the whole stadium because I'll have multiple games to go check out some more lots later on. J-Lot had a nice little section where pretty much the perimeter spots were all filled. The inner part of the lot was almost all empty. And that's what I was saying about over time, I'm sure the lot's going to start filling up more and more, especially if we start winning, right? So when I was in J-Lot, I was kicking it with Oos Nation, Simone Raider, Mr. Fitz. So I was kind of kicking it in the corner right there. They have a nice little spot set up towards the in and outside right there. You guys definitely want to go check out their tailgate. They offer micheladas and mixed drinks, and they also have a DJ going. Plus, on top of that, there's some food there as well. So they're also right next to J-Lot Tacos. That was a really popular spot. It's an organization that like almost gives half the proceeds to charity or something like that. Either way, they had a line all the way down the parking lot. That gets really popular. So J-Lot Tacos and Oos Nation's kind of pretty close by. And then you had also Raider Nation Wrecking Crew. You had some of the Black Sunday crew there as well. And that's where I told you that strip was, where it almost felt like it was in Oakland. It was just packed all the way through. And there was a lot of good tailgates there. So overall tailgate experience was pretty good. I was hanging out with Simone Raider and Mr. Fitz, and I told them I kind of want to go in a little bit early, check out how it is to get into the game. I wanted to see the gates. I wanted to get up close to the stadium. I've never walked up from J-Lot to the stadium before. It was everything was new to me. So luckily I lucked out. The weather was like 65 degrees. It was beautiful out there. I thought I was like, who knows in Vegas if you're going to die, right, of heat. So luckily it was actually a really nice day. We actually went in early, me, Simone, and Mr. Fitz. We went into the Win Club section is where it was. That's like the sweet little club area. It's going to be right there on one of the end zone sides. So pretty much when you walk in, it's like a full-on Win nightclub, right? You have bars everywhere. You could order some really good premium food that's not available outside in the stadium. It's exclusively like the Win's like food menu. So that was pretty dope. They had TVs all around. Couches and chairs and things you can sit at. You have badass private bathrooms. It was a really nice setup. When you are in there, that's kind of where you're at, right? But the Win also offers like you can have those bottle service couches that lead into the stadium, which damn near goes onto the field. So you have about two rows. You have the first row where you're kind of half in the Win Club, but you're kind of right there on the edge in the open stadium area. Then the next row of the bottle service stuff is pretty much right there, damn near on the field. You're in the stadium. You have perfect visual of the field and the game at all times, and that is where we ended up meeting Christian. Christian, I got introduced to him from Simone Raider. He knew Simone Raider, and he was asking, he's like, "What are you guys doing right here?" We're like, "Hey, we're just gonna just be chilling and watching the game." And he's like, "Why don't you guys come kick it with us? You know, we got the table right over here." And we're like, if you know, it's up to you. You know, it's so he's like, yeah, it's all good. So he got his wristbands, me, Mr. Fitz, and Simone, and invited us to go hang out with him and the fam that he was with, and that was awesome. So shouts out to Christian. He honestly made my game experience off the hook. We ended up going into the club's the club little bottle service area. We had like this nice couch right on the end zone right there, and it was a phenomenal experience. The Win has beautiful ladies walking around at all times. If you want a shot of anything, you order whatever you want. If you want food, you order whatever food you want. It was all inclusive, and overall, the experience was absolutely insane. I really appreciate the hospitality from Christian and his family. So, shouts out to you, Christian. You're the GOAT for that experience. So, let's talk about the vibe of the game. So, in Oakland, used to be crazy fan support, really loud, really rowdy, and I wanted to see how it was during an actual game. Or in the seats that I had, which were amazing, I was able to kind of look up throughout the whole stadium from bottom to top, and I was able to see that everywhere inside there, relatively, you can see the game well, and you would have no obstructed views. So they made the stadium very nice, and the stadium was absolutely epic to see during a game. I had a really good view of the screens. The screens were awesome. Interacted with the fans a lot. There was a lot of trivia on there, a lot of like, get pumped up, and just really good like vibes off of the big old televisions. I wasn't used to that because Oakland never really had that. We had like two really dated ghetto ass panels, and that was really cool. The dome, the way it is, the way it looks, the lighting effects that can go during certain parts of the game. It all really played an element into the vibe, and the vibe was honestly electric. There was a lot of Giant fans there, but they really had no way of getting loud or even proud of that game because they only scored two field goals. They were getting shit on the whole game. So I didn't really experience like the opposing team taking over or feeling like it was getting loud for them. So I know it's happened in that stadium because sometimes like a lot of fans show up to check that new stadium out, which I don't blame them, guys. That's the best stadium in the NFL, hands down. It honestly was really cool too because like I know that we all started calling it the Death Star from Star Wars, but it straight up like says it on the screens. They have like a Raiders house band that plays where Al Davis's torch is, which was right above me, and they were playing like the symphony of the Star Wars theme. I thought that was really dope. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars, especially the dark side. It just fits in with the Raiders very well. And they had some, mid-game entertainment. It was Rick Ross. And I was like, man, the mid-game entertainment that we used to have were like little football teams from like Hayward and like, maybe like a contest of like, throwing a football with some fans. I mean, we had Rick Ross randomly there. I was like a full performance. He performed for almost 20 minutes. So that was cool, I mean, I'm not really into it, but hey, I mean, Rick Ross is Rick Ross, so it was cool to see him perform. Another thing is when I was down there at the Win, I mean, I think I saw two UFC fighters, and then OT Genesis was right next to us. The I'm in love with the Coco. He was there. He took a picture with me. He was hella chill. He was right next to me. So I know the experience that I had is probably not the experience that most people would go in and just buy general admission. The Win Club was absolutely insane. But overall, the vibe, what you would get when you go to the game, and just the experience of the actual game during the time that they were playing was absolutely electric. And I really, really enjoyed it. And that's not even me trying to hype it up, guys. That's me literally 10 years in Oakland, like hated that they left, hated that, this happened. And I just really enjoyed it. Like I want to go back. I'm excited to go back this next weekend. So once the game was over and it was just nothing but celebration the whole time with the Raider Nation inside Allegiant Stadium, there was one last cool thing that the Winfield Club you get access to if you're in there is for about an hour and a half after the game. What they do is the whole part where it's open, where you can see the field, they throw these nighttime shaders down. You walk back into the club, and it's a full on nightclub. It's a Win nightclub. It was all blacked out in there. It was a bunch of cool lights. They had a full DJ going, and they were playing some really good music. There was Giant fans, there was Raider fans. I was straight packed in there. Everybody was partying hard, and that was a lot of fun too. On the way out, it's like I was gonna bounce. The game's over. You just go home. Like that's how Oakland was. You just go home. I straight walked into the Win exclusive like nightclub, and people were partying so hard in there. And it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 4:30 when the game ended. So we stayed in there all the way to 5:30. I stayed like the whole time. And then I was like, "Hey, Simone, like, let's dip." And he's like, "All right, yeah, let's go." So we dipped and we left. When I was on the way out, I looked at Simone and I said, "So that was probably I'm just mind blown. Like the experience that you had in Oakland was you just tailgate with your friends and family. You go hard for 5 hours, 6 hours, and then you just root and scream for the Raiders as much as possible. Then after that, you might go to Ricky's Sports Bar and Grill, or you just go right back to tailgating until the Oakland police kicked you out. Or you just go home, from partying so hard, you're probably done. And I'd go home sometimes. This one, it was just like a nightclub in the freaking stadium after a win. Like, guys, it's a top-notch facility. Like I said, not everyone's going to be able to experience what I did on that one, but my first game day experience at Allegiant Stadium was fucking amazing. It was amazing, guys. And like I said, if I was just in a regular seat, and I just had that regular experience, the tailgating was cool in the beginning. I probably still would have went in early. There's other things that you could do inside Allegiant Stadium. I personally wasn't able to see them. I just went into the Win and kind of stayed around there. But I've done the tour and I've seen and I've heard of things of what there is. There's usually bands and other entertainment inside the Allegiant Stadium. And plus, just going in early and checking out the sights and sounds of the stadium because it's amazing. So I highly recommend to go check it out, guys. Honestly, definitely go check out a Vegas game. I know a lot of people have not done it yet. So I know that for a fact because I've seen a couple people that used to like go to every game possible in Oakland, and I asked them how many games they've went to because I hadn't seen them in a while. They said two, and then this is their third game. So that just shows you that a lot of people haven't really went and checked it out. So make sure to go. I had a great time. I'll be back out there this weekend. One last thanks, like I said, shouts out to Christian, shouts out to Mr. Fitz and Samoan. They showed great hospitality to me on Sunday, and they really, really helped me out, kind of give me the ins and outs of how it works and where to go and things like that. My boy Al Thompson in Henderson, he's always there for me. Shouts out to my Aunt Maricel for picking me up. Everybody takes care of me out there, and I really appreciated everybody's help and kind of just, working with me on that first experience. But I'll see you guys this next weekend for the Jets game. I'll try to record some stuff this time out at Allegiant Stadium. I'll bring like a battery pack and kind of vlog it. But yeah, I wanted to get this first experience just raw and just kind of go in and really enjoy the moment. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.